Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a special meeting of the Delhi Township Board of Trustees, 2020. We're doing a special meeting live remote, if you would, and going live on Facebook. So hopefully this works out okay. In a minute, we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, if we could, and then we'll have a moment of silence. Obviously, I think our moment of silence today goes out to all first responders, all the hospitals and nursing, and of course also our families and friends that have been pulling for each other day after day and fighting the good fight. So that'll be our moment of silence. So please stand for. I pledge allegiance to the flag.
To the flag.
America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
So much. Okay, we'll have approval of minutes, please.
Motion to approve the minutes from the Board of Trustees meeting held on April 1st, 2020, and dispense with the reading.
So moved?
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion approved.
Motion to approve bills for payment.
So moved?
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion approved.
Motion to approve the payment of overtime for pay period ending April 7th, 2020.
So moved?
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion's approved. Report from the fiscal officer, please. Spending approval?
Resolution 2020-042, resolution authorizing the township administrator to spend greater than $10,000 on behalf of the township, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion?
Oh, no.
Where'd I go?
Any discussion on it?
Is there any discussion? There we are. Thank you, Rose.
You're welcome.
Any discussion on this resolution?
Nothing, Jack?
Oh, this is to authorize the payment to the school districts for the TIF. Our settlement came in, so this is to Oak Hills, Great Oaks, and Cincinnati School District.
Okay. I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes, please call the rolls.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes, resolution passes.
I would like to pass along a little correspondence that I received from the Office of Budget Management and the Auditor's Office. From the Office of Budget Management, they're just giving us an update on their revenues. Obviously, since the pandemic had started, their income through March is below about $40 million. And that, given the movement of the April 15th deadline to July 15th, obviously they're expecting their revenues to be down in April as well. So with that, the Governor DeWine has instituted spending controls with a hiring freeze and purchasing restrictions. So, of course, if they expect their revenue to down, that's obviously going to affect our local government fund. So Dusty has sent out some information to all the fiscal officers. And what he's saying is, obviously, from the first half real estate taxes, that all came in before the virus hit. So those taxes are okay. But he's unsure of how it's going to affect the second half real estate tax payments. So he's telling us to anticipate a 10% reduction from last year's taxes. So just keep that in mind. And also with the state delaying the requirement to renew the car licenses, road revenue is going to decrease in the coming months. And same with the gasoline tax with people staying home. So as the months go on and we get revenue in, I'll try to keep you guys up to date and township up to date as far as how we compare to budgeted on those items. That's all I have.
Yikes, okay. Any comments at all, Trustee Sturts?
No, saying yikes.
Yeah.
Just wait and see. Yeah.
Mrs. Seavey?
Well, you know, when we got hit with the reduction in local government fund, it was to fill the rainy day fund from Governor Kasich. Well, guess what we're using now in the state of Ohio? The rainy day fund. So Jim, you're absolutely correct. We're probably going to get downed again on the local government fund because they're going to probably look to us again to fill the rainy day fund that they're currently using.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, one day at a time on that. Trustee correspondence, Trustee Sturts.
Yes, just a little update of what I've been doing since we've been sitting home, is making masks and distributing to those who are in need. We started doing way before they approved them, just hearing that that was coming down the road by some physicians. So to date, we've given Bailey over 200 masks, VA hospital healthcare providers, a group home that was in Old St. Francis Hospital, caretakers at the Justice Center, and Beechwood Home in O'Brienville. If you know of an organization, or if you yourself, need some and have no resources, email me at my Delhi email, and we'll do the best we can. There's a group of 5 or 6 women pulling together to help in this cause. We're the New Age Rosie the Riveters is what we're calling ourselves. So it's keeping me out of my husband's hair and occupied and feeling that there's a purpose every day when I get up out of bed. So bless everybody who's on the front lines out there. Oh, I also provided them to the township. The fire department was provided by Officer Summers' mother. She provided it for them, and so they're there for our employees too. So again, if you know an organization that is in need, please let us know, and we'll keep our machines humming.
Awesome. Trustee Seavey.
I just want to thank everyone for not being as delinquent as some neighborhoods are about disposing of your rubber gloves. I was recently through the parking lot in Kroger, and we actually looked pretty clean. You know, it doesn't do us any good to wear protective rubber gloves and then dispose of them improperly on the ground in the Kroger parking lot. And I know a lot of us saw the pictures on Facebook of those disposed gloves laying all over the place. And just recently, I just drove through to look, and we were clean. So thanks everybody for being respectful of that. That's
Very
all.
good. Yeah. And circling back to Trustee Sturts, your comments, obviously being on the staff here at Bailey, I can't tell you how grateful we are for you and for so many that have given us those masks and allows us to really practice what we're trying to do here, which of course I hate to say social distancing, because it should be physical distancing. Social distancing, we need each other. We need to still be social, if you know what I mean. But certainly keeping the physical distance and then keeping your hands washed and things like that. So again, Rose, thank you so much. It's just incredible, and Bailey's extremely grateful for you, and I know you had a few others working with you, and we truly appreciate that. And a big shout out to, while we're on it, to all the nursing homes here on the west side. Looking at the recent report there from Mrs. Treehouse and such, knocking on wood, none of us have the coronavirus in-house.
Oh,
and
nice.
That is great news. And that is because, again, doing everything you can, all hands on deck to do what we're doing, and we'll get through this. And here we are on the 16th of April. And it's been over a month now, but one day at a time, and we're going to get through this. So just for incredible angels that have been sent, and we just stay on guard fighting this invisible enemy, if you would. So thank you. We appreciate that. Public Works, please. I have nothing on the agenda. Anything?
I can do a quick update if you like. Okay. Just real quick update from Public Works. We did get caught up on our recent wind storm damage that we had. Of course, we're practicing our social distancing, and something we also add as we're wearing masks as needed as far as our crews are. Something else we have going on is our township road project located off of Mount Vernon near Paul Road. They're wrapping up the concrete now. It's a little tight over there with all the cars there, but it's going pretty good. Thanks to the residents for being patient with all that. I know nobody really enjoys a lot of construction, but when it's done, it's worth the wait. Something else we have going on in Delhi through Hamilton County is the Anderson Ferry paving project. They started some light construction there in the past couple of weeks. You might have seen. It really didn't cause a lot of traffic delays, but when they do start paving, we plan to put that out on Facebook to let everybody know. And if they could avoid that, if possible, it would be great. Other than that, that's all I have. Just be safe and be patient with the construction. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Fire Department, Chief Campbell, you have an update for us? What's up?
Yes, trustees, thank you. So more along the lines of an inquiry or inquiries, a number of folks may have seen the reports coming out of Hamilton County Public Health, City of Cincinnati's public health agencies. Both those reports show a graphic that indicate the number of cases that they've recorded in their areas. And just like I've alluded to before, the county reports by zip code. So our residents that live at the 45238 see, you know, a report of a number of cases in this map, not realizing, or hopefully they do realize, that Covedale, Price Hill are included in that zip code. So there may be some higher numbers reflected. I can tell you we have 10 positive cases that we are aware of right now, and that's through coordination with the Hamilton County Public Health Department and the Hamilton County Communications Center. The reason being is that our first responders need to be aware of any COVID positive cases when they respond in an emergency situation so they can take the proper precautions. But I can tell you, they're pretty much taking all the proper precautions now as we speak for all details. To frame this in the best way to understand to those that might be watching today and try to understand why Delhi may have significantly more cases than other western townships, western areas of Hamilton County. The idea is you have to put it in perspective of population density. This is spread person to person, and the virus will be in areas where there's a high population density. And the eastern side of Delhi is over 3,000 people per square mile. We have a lot of people on the eastern side. You would expect, if this virus is behaving mathematically the same way it does everywhere else, it will be found in higher populated areas. That's where the people are. So it's not that we've got something going on in the east side versus the west side. Ideally, it's just the understanding of our demographics here in Delhi is it's almost metro to urban on the eastern side of Delhi. So where you have the people, you will have the cases. And it's important, I don't want to confuse anybody, but when you see the numbers come out by zip code, realize that Delhi Township shares that same zip code with other entities as well. So it may skew the numbers on the higher side, but I can tell you that we do have 10 active cases, and the number changes regularly. Every couple of days we have some drop off and we have a couple new additions. So it is a fluid situation here in Delhi.
Okay. Thank you. Trustee Sturts, anything you want to add on that?
No, thank you. I've been watching the numbers, you know, ourselves, and was wondering, you know, why 33 was being so healthy. I think I need to move. But anyway, thank you, Chief, for keeping us updated on that.
Yes.
Yeah. Trustee Seavey?
No, I've been watching the broadcast also, and it's, yeah. Actually, compared to others, Doug, I think we're doing pretty well.
People are doing what they're told, and you can get that sense by going out in the township, and you can definitely see that people are taking the necessary precautions. It's not a reflection necessarily on we're doing something right. You have to keep in mind what we're seeing now is a reflection of activity that occurred maybe 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So it's just, I just got off a meeting with chiefs earlier, and the comments were, we're lagging behind like everything else in Cincinnati, and we may not see our peak till mid-May, you know, and here the state's expecting to see their peak, you know, here shortly, if not this week, next week. So it's one of those things where the people that are looking at it, they're providing us the advice based on what they're seeing. And because it changes so often, it's just important to keep a positive outlook on this. I do believe the people in the township are doing the best they can, and they're kind of following suit, but these numbers reflect more what happened in the past than what is happening right now.
Very good. Okay. Okay, so Parks and Recreation.
Motion to accept the voluntary resignation of Parks and Recreation Director Joshua P. Torbeck, effective April 21st, 2020.
Jim, my outline says that that was a resignation recommendation. Who recommended that?
Itself.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So with great sadness, so moved.
Do I have second?
All those in favor? Yes.
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 Motion is approved. And comments, please. I'll start with you, Mrs. Sturts.
Well, try not to tear up. This is a really big loss for us and for myself. And we're just glad we got to spend the time with you. Wish you the best in your new endeavor. You earned it. You deserve it. And please don't be a stranger. Please come back. You'll be invited back to the parties at my house and hope you'll attend. But thank you for everything you've done, taking the parks to a whole new level and getting so much accomplished, and everything was so visible. And hope we can continue to make you proud and choose the right candidate to carry your groundwork that you've laid for us. So God bless you, Josh, and thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Seavey?
Yeah, I have many of the same sentiments, other than to say, gosh, we're just so daggone proud of you. I mean, this is a big career move. We're happy we may have had a little piece of helping you get there. And we know that this is not your final place either, because you have so much more to offer. And we were just so grateful to have you for as long as we did. Thank you so very much. Recent emails that I've gotten are from people who read the agenda and all wanted to know, what happened? Where's Josh going? So you had a lot of fans throughout the community, and they will miss you as much as we do. But best of luck. Could not be more proud of you.
Yes, I won't be redundant on that, Josh. You know, thank you for the blessing. What else can we say? You know, and it has been the struggles, challenges that the parks have and how beautiful they are. And, you know, every day you just took it as it came. So we are grateful for it, for lack of better words. You know, you poured your time, treasure, and talents into that. And our parks are second to none with the efforts and your entire team, what they've done there. It's just beautiful. So again, be proud, obviously. If you have a second, Josh, it'd be great if you could just, for those that want to know exactly what you're going to be doing, and just fill us in there if you would.
Of course. First, I just want to say thank you from the top to the bottom, trustees, Administrator Cameron, all the department heads. It truly was an honor and a pleasure. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I can't believe I'm going to get emotional on Facebook too. It's really the greatest group of people I've worked with. I mean that everybody has been fantastic, super supportive. It was a hard decision, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to move on quickly so I don't embarrass myself anymore. But it was safety services, public works, everybody. It truly was a pleasure. Great people all the way around. The community and the leaders are a blessing to have each other. It's a great community, and the people leading it are wonderful. You couldn't ask for better people. So I appreciate that. I am moving on to Hamilton County Parks, and I'm excited about that opportunity. But it was the toughest decision I've ever had to make professionally. And sad to go, but happy about the next chapter.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you. And, Yeah, as much as you didn't want that, it was one of the pieces of information, at least since I've been back for 2 years and Rose and Cheryl have been here for a long time. It's probably one of the top 3 pieces of information they really didn't want to have shared to them that you were going to be leaving. But we're thrilled for Hamilton County. Again, grateful, appreciative for everything you've done for us. And again, you're always family. You know that. So
Thank you. I appreciate that. If I could have a minute to talk about something else, with everything going on, I just want to give an update about the parks. As far as the lodge and the senior center and events and the shelter reservations, we've canceled everything through May. We're kind of waiting on that May 1st date to see, what the directive will be. If anybody feels the need to cancel past that date, we are offering full refunds for those reservations. Depending on what happens on May 1st, we do have different ideas and plans of what's going on. We obviously want to get back to serving the community in full capacity, but we also want to do it at the appropriate time. So we are working behind the scenes to figure out, what will work best, but we're obviously waiting on that May 1st directive to see, where we can go and what we can and can't do. So the staff I have is amazing, and they're not going to miss a beat, and they'll do everything they can to continue to serve the community in the fantastic fashion that they have done in the past. So,
okay, thank you for that. Well, we will then move on to our police department. Chief Howarth, do you have anything?
Yeah, thank you, President. Just on behalf of the police department, I would like to thank you, Josh, for everything. It's been a pleasure, and wish you nothing but success in your new endeavors. So please keep in touch, and it's been a pleasure. With that being said, everything's going well here. Just continue to ask the public to understand that if we can take any kind of reports over the phone where our presence isn't required, in order to not only keep the officers healthy and out of the PD, but keep everybody that we have contact with healthy. We appreciate it. So for the most part, everybody's doing that. Don't get me wrong. If it's 911, something we have to respond to, collect evidence, crime of violence, anything like that, by all means, call us and we will be there. But we appreciate everybody's support, and everybody that's reached out to the department has just been tremendous, and we thank you for everything.
Chief. Administration.
Resolution 2020-043, resolution authorizing participation in the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation Group Retrospective Rating Program and Unemployment Consultation Program with the Ohio Township Association effective January 1st, 2021, utilizing CareWorks Comp as its representative, authorizing the Township Administrator to execute and submit all required participation documents, and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion?
You kind of cut off there. I think you asked for any discussion.
I did.
This is a annual picking our TPA for workers' comp. Mrs. Hermes is on the call if you would like her to explain it any further. Before she does that, obviously we're sad to see Josh go too, but I'm extremely happy for him and his professional career move he's making. That was always something we had talked about. So he's moving up, not away or over. That's for sure.
Thank you. Mrs. Hermes.
Yes, we've been working with CareWorks Comp for a few years now. They do provide very thorough help in any of our Bureau of Worker Comp claims, and they also do recommendations and steer us in the right direction. So I'm very comfortable and confident in working with them.
Great, thank you. Trustee.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts,
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey,
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes. Resolution passes. Very good. Community development resolutions.
Resolution 2020-044, resolution certifying violation abatement expenses at 984 Neeb Road to the county auditor for assessment, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Is there any discussion on this resolution?
Yes, thank you, President Davis and all the trustees. This resolution is to assess a property that we abated a few weeks back. This is going to be a $925 assessment. As you see on the pictures on the screen and also in the packet you received, when we actually went onto the property and had access to the rear of the property, we discovered a lot more debris than what we originally thought. So when you saw the photos, when we declared it, it was just some sticks in the front yard and a couple cans, and we got in the backyard and it was quite extensive. So they will get a bill for $925 assessed to their property taxes.
Very good. Thank you.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts,
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes. Resolution passes.
Resolution 2020-045, resolution declaring a nuisance for accumulated debris at 16 Greenwell Avenue, declaring an emergency and dispensing with second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Discussion, please.
Yeah, I'm just going to hit all of them that we have coming up. There's 6 of them in a row. They're all for debris. We are going to request that you declare these properties a nuisance at this time. We're not going to immediately go into these properties due to the COVID issue, but once we have the authority to go in, and if they are still in these conditions, instead of starting the process over, we'll just go in there and start working with the property owner and getting these properties abated. So all of the properties, the 6 that you have coming up, are all in the condition as you see in the photos. Some have made some improvements, but we're still at the point of being declared a nuisance, and we do request that you do that today. So if you have any
Great.
questions on the item, let me know.
Okay.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts,
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes. Motion, resolution passes.
Resolution 2020-046, resolution declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 4011 Delhi Pike, declaring an emergency and dispensing with second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion?
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts,
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes. Resolution passes.
Resolution 2020-047, resolution declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 4117 Delhi Pike, declaring an emergency and dispensing with second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Is there any further discussion on this resolution?
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading of
Yes.
this resolution? Yes. Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts,
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes. Resolution passes.
Resolution 2020-048, resolution declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 5218 River Watts Drive, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion?
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts,
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey, Mr. Davis.
Yes. Resolution passes.
Resolution 2020-049, resolution declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 5308 Edfull Way, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any other discussion?
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this motion.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense, what's that?
I said motion. It's a resolution.
Resolution. All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading of the resolution?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mr. Sturts,
Yes.
Mr. Seavey,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yeah.
Resolution
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2020-050, resolution declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 5316 Plover Lane, declaring emergency and dispensing with second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Is there any other discussion on this resolution?
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mr. Sturts,
Yes.
Mr. Seavey,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes. Resolution passes. Very good.
Mr. Davis, may I have a few more minutes to talk about some things we're working on right now?
Absolutely.
Sure. So with the COVID-19 thing, unfortunately slowing down development, we're doing our best right now to just try to support our local businesses. Some of the things we're doing is we're working with the Business Association on getting word out of the SBA program that has been approved by the federal government. Unfortunately, for businesses that have not applied for the Paycheck Protection Program, the funding is officially gone right now.
Yeah.
So they are trying to the federal government is looking at trying to put more money into that fund, but right now they are out of money, unfortunately. Ohio did rate 6th out of the 50 states on receiving funding, and they received over $10 billion, and most of that went to the construction industry. There was even some local governments that received funding to help support their needs. Some of the things we're also doing is we're trying to keep the word out there of the local restaurants that are still open. We do request the public to try to continue to support the local business industry, of course, but also do it following the proper, I like physical distancing and proper hygiene practices, and also be patient when you do go to these stores. They have state laws they've got to follow on allowing how many people they can allow in the store, and also the physical distancing within the store. So just be patient and try your best to support the local businesses the best you can. When it goes back to the restaurant things, we do keep a list of the restaurants that are open on our website. If you're unsure of entering a place like a restaurant, please call in advance, see if they have a delivery service. If they don't, you can also check out sites such as Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Postmate for delivery options. So there are variable options people can look at when wanting to go out to eat without having to step foot in the restaurant. So we're doing our best to try to support the business industry. We are hearing from some of the property owners and landlords that there's probably going to be a handful that don't survive this, unfortunately. And some of them have been long-term businesses in the community, but we're going to do the best we can on our end to keep supporting them, providing them all the information of funding opportunities they can look forward to and all that kind of stuff. But that is kind of where we are right now. We're hoping when this passes that we're going to be super busy. There is a lot of stuff in the pipeline. We hope stays in the pipeline. So our fingers are crossed on that. So the sooner the better on getting this virus issue resolved. So and that's all I have unless you have any questions.
No, absolutely. It's great information. And many of the restaurants in those places too, if you call them, you know, you can just pull up and they'll come out to your car even, you know, like the farm on Anderson Ferry. They still have their buffet and everything going on. You pull right up. You got the staff right there. You don't have to get out of your car. They'll give you the menu.
A lot of great options out there for everyone. That's for sure.
Awesome. Awesome news. Thank you so much for that. Got to support local. That's for sure. Trustee Sturts?
No, as a small business owner, thank you for anything you can do for the guys out there trying to hold it together. And, you know, God bless you. I think the restaurants are starting to pick up a little bit because people are tired of cooking in. So the restaurants overall that are easy to use, potentially, I might want to say their businesses are picking up because people are, you know, like I said, tired of cooking. So thank you for supporting small businesses out there.
Yeah. Trustee Seavey?
I had one inquiry, Greg, and that was about the new Sunrise Grill going in at the corner of of Greenwell and Delhi Pike.
Sunnyside.
People were worried because, you know, they were in the middle of remodeling and so forth. But have you heard anything from them?
The only thing we have heard from him has been his focus is on his primary location right now, which is the one up near Harrison. So he's been focusing on that right now. He has been over there doing some continued work on the building. So it's just really prepping to get that building ready for when he can open. But his primary focus has been to keep his operational one operating and to bring in the money. So
Right.
we are keeping our fingers crossed on all of our businesses that they can make it through this. So.
And then there was a question about Chase Bank, if the ATM section of the bank was operating or not.
I have not. I'll verify that for you, and we can provide that information to the public. So
Yeah.
I know they've kind of been, you know, a little bit delayed on their openings and things like that too. So, but I'll double check that.
They actually said they were going to delay all their openings nationwide. So, I mean, we just fell into that category, but
Fortunately, we did.
it looks
It's a beautiful
good.
building, though. It's a beautiful.
It looks
building, so
great.
It looks great.
That's all I have.
Okay, we'll check on the ATM though.
Yeah, very good. We appreciate that. Obviously, we have no public comments since we're going book, but I know Melanie is on with it. I didn't want you to think that I was going past you. If you had words or two for Josh before we end this meeting, feel free. This would be your time. Take a couple seconds if you want. No pressure, but we'll go over to. There you go, Melanie. Go ahead.
Hey, Josh, I'm looking forward to seeing you at Winton Woods, which is right in my backyard. So we'll keep in touch, and congratulations.
Very good. Thank you, Melanie. Patty, are you still with us?
Thanks, Michael.
There you are. Go ahead.
Yeah, Josh, I've totally enjoyed your sense of humor and your expertise in dealing with all the park issues, and you will be sorely missed, and I do wish you all the best.
Very good.
All right.
Okay, I think I'm still on. Are we still on here?
Mm-hmm.
There we are. Okay, well, we do have a need to go to executive session here. So, Mr. Cameron, can you explain how we're going to do this?
Sure. So you're going to end your live feed, which will be adjourning to executive session because it's not a public portion of your meeting. And then we're going to jump on a different call, which is, we'll separate the two. So one's not recorded because the executive session is not a recorded component of your public meeting. So
okay,
this will end and then we'll go on.
There you go. So everyone watching this will end and we'll go into executive. Do we have a motion to retire to executive?
Motion to retire to executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, and or compensation of public employees of the township.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Luby, call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Stevie?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Do you say yes?
Mr. Davis?
Yes. Very good. Do we have is that unanimous? Everyone say yes?
Yes, we did.
All right, good, good.
Everybody be healthy.
Exactly. Stay healthy, stay happy. You know what? We're getting through it, and one day at a time. Thanks for taking the time here on a Thursday afternoon to tune into the Delhi Township Trustee meeting, and you'll know when we announce for the next one, but just stay safe and see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
I hate to tell you, the live stream already ended.
Good.
Oh, jeez. I missed my wave.
That's all right.
They did miss your wave. Sorry. All right. Well, I'm going to send you out new credentials, so look at your email.
Be good,
Okay.
everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Stay healthy.
Bye.